Ahem. Let me tell you a story. Listen, I've been traveling a long time. Too long. I didn't choose this life. The atmosphere chose me. I was born somewhere between a bad decision and a temperature drop. One minute the air was calm. Next minute, boom, here I come ruining plans. My first stop? Canada. Canada welcomed me like an old enemy. People stepped outside, felt me hit their face and said, "Ah yes, this nonsense again." Everybody layered up, jackets on jackets on jackets. I saw one man wearing so many coats. He forgot who he was underneath. I stayed a while. Snow everywhere. Cars sliding like they're in a slow-motion dance competition. People apologizing to me like, "Sorry you had to come through." Eventually I said, "All right, Canada, you're used to me. I'm bored." So I headed south. Next stop, New York City. Bad idea. New York did not appreciate my presence. The moment I arrived, people looked up and said, "Who invited this coal?" I hit them with a sharp wind, and suddenly everyone was aggressive. Coffee wasn't hot enough. Trains were late. People blamed me for things I had nothing to do with. One lady yelled at me. I just did my hair. I said, "Mom, I am weather." I tried to stay quiet. Didn't matter. They still blamed me. So I moved on. Chicago. Oh, Chicago was personal. Chicago didn't just feel cold. Chicago fought me. Wind against wind. I pushed. They pushed back harder. I saw grown adults questioning their life choices at the bus stop. One man whispered, "This city builds character." I said, "No, sir, this builds trauma." I stayed long enough to freeze eyelashes, then dipped. Europe was next. Europe is dramatic. In Paris, they complained beautifully. Scarves flying, hands waving, people sighing loudly at cafes like, "This cold is ruining the romance." In London, they pretended not to notice me. "Eustrain, sadness, there." They said, "Bit chilly in it, bit chilly." I froze your soul. Germany tried to organize me. They said, "If you're going to be cold, please be cold on schedule." Italy argued with me emotionally. Spain ignored me completely. By the time I left Europe, I was exhausted. So I said, "Let me try somewhere different." Africa. I arrived confident. 5 minutes later, Africa looked at me and said, "Oh." The sun stepped forward like, "Who is this?" The people said, "We don't do that here." I dropped the temperature just a little. They laughed. One Annie wrapped me up with a look and said, "Cold front, go home." I didn't even unpack. I turned around immediately. Asia was next. Asia is disciplined. In Japan, people acknowledged me politely. They bowed, put on coats, went about their business like I wasn't even impressive. I tried to shake things up. They adapted. China said, "We have mountains colder than you." India said, "You're early. Wait your turn." I realized something important. I don't like places that don't fear me. So I kept moving. South America. Now this place had energy. I came in thinking I'd dominate. Instead, they kept dancing. Brazil looked at me and said, "You're blocking the sun, move." Colombia gave me coffee and ignored me. Peru sent me to the mountains like, "Stay there." Nobody cared. At this point, I was tired. Emotionally tired. Physically tired. Meteorologically tired. I said, "Where can I go where nobody expects me? Where life is slower. Where the air is warm. Where I can rest." I pulled out the map. And then I saw it. Jamaica. I said, "Hold on." Sunshine. Blue water. Palm trees, just vibing. Music floating in the air like happiness has a rhythm. I whispered to myself, "Is this peace?" I drifted closer. The ocean breeze met me at the border and said, "Easy, boss." The sun looked at me and said, "You lost." The people looked up, felt the air, and said, "Still hot, still hot." I try my hardest. Dropped the temperature by 1 degree. They smiled. 2 degrees. They said, "This nice." I realized something important that day. Jamaica does not fear cold fronts. Jamaica tolerates them briefly. I sat down on a cloud and watched life move differently. Nobody rushing. Nobody yelling at the weather. People laughing, cooking, living. I thought to myself, all this traveling, all this stress. And the answer was vibes. So I made a decision. I said, I'm done. No more terrorizing cities. No more frozen noses. No more people blaming me for their bad mood. I am retiring. Right here, in Jamaica. I won't be strong. I won't be rude. I'll just be a gentle breeze. Something to help you sleep better at night.